Christmas, everyone!
Merry Christmas!
With the festive season upon us, we decided to have a fun little episode to spread around some joy and cheer and wrap up this very eventful year.
Yes, and a couple of days ago, we put up a story on our Instagram for you all to ask us anything and everything.
And we received a variety of questions from you all, ranging from all kinds of topics, like our opinions and thoughts on different things, tips, and of course, about our podcast.
So grab a cup of your favorite beverage because this episode is going to be a chatty one.
That's right. So let's dive into the first question, which is what made you start this podcast? I think starting the podcast is the most random and unplanned thing that I have ever done. I mean, so I think how it all started is that Fatima and I, we had just given our 12th board examinations and we had a lot of free time. And at that time, I think June, July, there was just a lot going on around us and globally. And we would, send those different news articles or share those posts with each other and discuss them, share our points of views and opinions on it. And I
Yeah,
think that's when
like
the whole thing
fresh out
started.
of school, and we had a lot of free time, especially because of the
Yeah.
lockdowns and the quarantines across the globe. So we were just talking about different things, addressing different topics, and we thought, you know, we have pretty solid opinions, and if we
Right.
could pool this together into a proper discussion, then this could be something impactful. So we
Exactly.
thought,
We
why
wanted
not?
to share our thoughts with more people and
Mm,
like have a proper platform to do that.
right,
So that's how we thought about, starting a podcast.
yeah. Okay, next up we have, when did you realize this is it? This is what we want to do, which is the podcast.
Um, I think the podcast wasn't even our first option,
Yeah.
when I think we first thought about blogging, starting a blog.
Yeah, initially we had it in mind for it to be a written platform, a written blog, like a
Yeah,
website or something.
right.
I think we realized that
Giving a
this
voice
wouldn't
to our
work.
words would be more
Exactly.
impactful, more powerful. So we decided to, and it was Fatima's idea. I mean, she suggested that, one day, she just called me up and she's like, I want to talk to you about something. And, she said, do you know what a podcast is? And she's like, do you want to do one? And it was seriously, like I said, for the previous question, it was the most unplanned thing I'd ever
Look,
done.
I'm the queen of impulsive decisions. So, like, this was literally,
But
yeah.
something that I don't generally do. I always have everything like planned out and sorted out. So this was out of the blue completely. Like never would I have imagined that I would do a podcast someday. So yes,
Yeah.
that was pretty
So, we just thought,
random.
the way we talk, the way we um, express
Present.
things, that makes a difference, right? And so we thought a podcast would be an innovative way to put our ideas forward. So we just thought, yeah, podcast sounds good.
So yeah, that's how we realized that that's what we want to do.
Yeah.
So the next question is, how did you come up with the name?
Oh,
So
another interesting one.
yeah, I think believe it or not, we almost settled on another name for the podcast. I knew we were going to go ahead and use it and everything until um
Do you want to tell them? Go ahead.
okay. So I think a lot of you will agree when I say this that the best ideas come to you when you're in the washroom. I don't know what it is about that place, but honestly, that's where the best ideas come from. So I know we already had the name decided and everything. We were going to set up our social media accounts and everything,
Yep.
and then it came to me. Two people's in a pod, and I loved it instantly. I mean, we kind of did want to use the number two, and Fatima and I love puns, so we also kind of wanted to include that in the name.
Yeah,
And the
absolutely.
first one, the first name didn't really have either of it. So when this, the two peas in a pod, that kind of got translated to two pupils in a pod, and I immediately texted Fatima about it, and she instantly loved it because, of course, what
Yeah, I mean, the only criteria
plays
we had
so.
was that it should have the number two because it's both of us involved. It should have a pun because we love puns, and it should definitely have some sort of an educational term related to it. So, two pupils in a pod was just perfect. And
It
trust
was so
me, we
fitting.
screamed when we decided on the name. Like it was the perfect name.
I know. I'm so glad we didn't go with the first one because believe us, it wasn't as attractive, and so we're not even going to reveal what that was.
Yeah,
So
maybe that's
we,
for another time, you know.
yeah, and we do hope you like the name Two Pupils in a Pod because we love it. We absolutely love it.
Yes. So the next question is, how long does it take to prepare and search for one episode?
Oh, this it's
Mm.
actually quite a lengthy process. You know,
Yeah.
before we even before we prepare a search for an episode, I think the first thing is to come up with a topic, which
Yep.
both of us did long ago, right at the beginning. We both made our own lists of topics about education that we wanted to talk about, and
Right.
then I think we worked on the themes of the series. We decided we wanted like five different themes. One where we would have like a debate, where we would talk about reforms, facts, that sort of a thing. Then we came up with names for the series, and
Yeah. Basically, the process right now just involves us selecting the topics that we had already come up with beforehand. And once we agree on that topic, we sit down and we research. Now, the research is done on our own time. We um, take around a week, probably,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
around a week to do our own research and compile it in a document. And then we sit together, discuss whatever we have come up with, um, go through the layout, the general format of the episode. And yeah, that's how we prepare the content for an episode.
So yeah, the research and preparation of the content for the episode takes about 1 week. Next question is, how long does it take to record one whole episode?
Hmm.
Um, See, before we do our final recording, we do like a few informal discussions just to plan out the conversation flow and who's going to say what, like a brief idea, so that
Yeah.
we're not messing up in the final recording. So we
Hmm.
do that like twice or thrice, depending on how familiar we are with the topic that we're talking about.
Right.
And when it comes to actually recording the final episode, I think 1 hour or 2 hours tops.
Then, yeah, whenever we sit down to record, like 1 hour max goes into recording. And then we sit for 4 more hours talking about every other topic in the world. So, yeah,
It's
we,
just it happens, but we love every part of it, the whole process. But actually, the thing that the final piece that you people get to hear is a lot of editing happens. Okay, I mean, what you guys get to hear is just a part of the whole thing that we make a lot of mistakes. There's a lot of laughter and goofing around and everything.
yeah,
So but
you
thanks
know,
to our friend who's helping us with the audio editing and everything, what you guys get to hear is like the clean version of a long recording.
yeah, and like we have to add the music and everything. So the editing part takes its own time. So, one
Yes.
episode is a lot of effort, guys.
Oh, and it's not just the audio. It's also, we have a website and we have like a cover pages for each episode and each series, and then the blog and all. So it's just there's a lot of things. I think, Fatima, we can say for each episode, mm, I think 2 weeks.
Yeah,
That's approximately the amount of time that it takes to like get
yeah.
everything done.
Hmm. All right, the next question is, how can you manage doing this podcast, including your studies? I
This
think
wasn't
Sakina is
an
the better
issue.
one to answer.
um, I think this wasn't an issue for either of us up until September because our universities didn't start until
Oh, yeah.
September. So July, August we both had a lot of free time. So, we could work till late. and all that. And so you guys, I'm pretty sure a lot of you know, but in case you don't, Fatima lives in UAE and I live in India. So, there's like a 1.5 hours time difference. So
Yeah.
we always have to keep that in mind and then work. And so once university started, I think it became a little more difficult because we couldn't just stay up till late every day. It
Mm.
was only possible on the weekends because, we
Yeah,
have
and our
classes late in the
schedules.
morning.
Yeah, our schedules were
Yeah.
different. We had different classes. So most of our discussions regarding the podcast were shifted towards the night and the evenings.
Yes,
So,
because we had classes like till afternoon, so
yeah,
whatever we had to do together, we would do it in the evenings and at night.
yeah,
So I had like an entire schedule planned out for me, um, because that's how like I work. So yeah, whether it was doing it together or like just doing my own research and collecting data, most of it would be in the evening and at night, and majorly on weekends. So that's how we are managing both our studies and the podcast. And I think you all have known that since September there has sort
yeah,
of been um, we haven't been so consistent with releasing our podcasts. We're still trying to, work around our schedules and match our timings. But
exactly.
hopefully, with what we have planned for 2021, we'll be able to, be more consistent and frequent. Fingers
Yeah,
crossed. So,
definitely.
yeah. Do you think your podcast is making a difference?
Oh, this is a heavy one.
It is.
um, well,
I'd say making a difference was a long term goal of ours. It is a long term goal of ours. But in
yeah,
the short term, what we both want to do is address issues that as students, as pupils, we are all facing. Everyone is
exactly,
experiencing them, but we want to like put it out there for everybody to know. So that's what
exactly.
we are doing right now. Um, of course, we would love to make a difference. you know um I think the kind of responses, Fatima, that we are getting from people around us, to from our listeners, be it our friends, our peers, family members, even our teachers who listen, we've got very positive feedbacks and reviews. And so we're
Exactly.
taking baby steps right now. Small,
Absolutely.
we've
I
just
feel
started.
like making a difference could have different meanings, right? So
Definitely.
currently, we just want to be as relatable as we can. And for sure, moving forward, we definitely want to bring about change. But as of now, the appreciation, the support that we get from you all makes all the difference for us.
Oh yes,
So,
yes,
yeah,
you said it. So yeah, that's about making difference.
yeah. The next question. Did you guys ever think to collaborate with some famous author?
I'll tell you what, I saw famous author, and in the context of our podcast, everything being about education, the first name that came to my mind was R.D. Sharma.
Oh, yeah. So, do you want us to collaborate with Mr. R.D. Sharma or Mr.
I
T.S.
think you can
Grewal?
count me. I think you can count me out of that podcast because I think I've endured a lot of pain. I would not like to be reminded of that. No, thank you.
Let's
Um,
move on.
yes, please. No, but seriously, maybe in the future, if the opportunity presents itself,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
we would love to have guest speakers with expertise in that field, and not just academic authors. I mean, who write like reference books and all, but even in general, if we feel that they can contribute, we would of course love to have them. So
Yeah, definitely. I
yeah.
mean, authors have a big, big impact on school going children, and I
Oh
feel like
yes,
it would be a
absolutely.
fun episode if we manage to, reel
Yeah,
someone in. So, yeah,
maybe in the future. Let's see. Let's hope.
yeah.
Um, okay. What's your opinion on the Indian education system? I feel like this is not something that we can answer in like one or two sentences. We need like a whole episode for this,
Definitely. Yeah.
right? Because see, it's not something as simple as is it good or bad. It
Yeah.
has both to it, and
The Indian education system is very much reliant on rote learning. I
mhm,
definitely do not um, support that, and I feel like the system could do better and change these methods. But we are product of the Indian education system. So
right,
be,
since kindergarten,
personally uh, being through that experience, I feel like the group activities, the um,
we definitely
interdisciplinary
follow
activities that
those.
the system has, I feel like those are pretty good, and those have really helped me find out subjects that I like, that I dislike, and help me choose my path overall. So
Yeah, true, true. Same for me as well. I think whenever you talk about, especially when you're talking about something like an education system, you need to look at both the positives and negatives. If you ask me
yeah,
what my opinion is, I don't think I will be able to give you just one single answer, because like Fatima rightly said, we are a product of that system. And having studied under that system for 12 years, it definitely has shaped our lives. It's a big part of who we are. So it's
yeah,
not entirely negative, but yeah, there's still a lot to it that I think we can discuss or explore in the future in like an episode dedicated entirely to this topic. So,
definitely. And relating to this question, we also have our next question. Will you ever talk about how much the Indian education system is flawed?
to
Now,
be honest, I don't really like this question, because I
well,
think Fatima,
yeah,
you'll agree that the research that we've done as part of the podcast has made us realize that no education system is perfect. I mean, of course,
exactly.
there are some parts of some systems that are better than the others, but no education system is completely flawless, and
Yeah,
no education system is entirely flawed. We will maybe, like we said for the previous question as well, we will talk about the Indian education system because, of course, it's been, like I said, a huge part of our lives. It has shaped who we've become, and everything. So we will definitely try and address that issue in detail in a future episode. I'm seeing another question related to the education system in India. I feel like people really want us to talk about this issue, and don't worry, we definitely will. It's something that we also strongly feel about. We had really strong thoughts about coming out of, school and college. Um, and but yeah, that's something we do want to talk about. So this question is, if you had the chance to change one thing about the education system in India, what would it be? Um,
wow, one
okay.
thing is difficult.
Of course, we do want to change multiple things, but I think if you ask me, one thing that I think, one change that would be beneficial would be bringing about uniformity.
Oh, yeah,
Right now, there are a lot of differences in whether you look at, like, when you compare two schools or schools in two states or whatever. There's just a lot of differences, a lot of disparities, a lot of inequality. So I
right.
feel like bringing about uniformity in the curriculum that is being taught, and just everyone should be learning the same thing. There shouldn't be like a difference in the syllabus, or the curriculum that is being taught. I think that would greatly help everybody. So yeah, that
Yeah,
is one thing that I would like to change about the Indian education system.
that's
Fatima,
a
what about
very
you?
good point, actually. I totally agree to that. The one thing I would like to change is the way the way exams are conducted in under the system.
Hmm.
It's like
Yes.
the whole year's worth of studies depends on those 3 hours of pen and paper exam that you have. And I feel like we do have our assignments, we do have our projects, but they barely account to like 5% of our grade or even 10,
Yes,
which I feel is so unfair. So more of
definitely.
such research related studies or more projects could perhaps help um, improve our grades, and not just the 3 short hours that we have where we just vomit everything that we have studied throughout the year, and don't even talk about the stress and pressure at that time. So I really really hope we can change the way exams are being conducted.
I have to agree. Yes,
The next question. How different has the experience of college been compared to school?
I really like this question because there is a huge difference for when you leave school and enter college. And I think
Exactly.
one um, one common thing, I mean, one thing that I feel almost all of us would have experienced, especially if you were part of the Indian education system, is that there was a lot of spoon feeding in school, and
Right.
then in college you're just on your own. So it's just very difficult to transition from that, for like in school you have your teachers running behind you for submissions and
Yeah,
exams and everything. And in college it's all down to you. I mean, you do it, you pass; you don't do it, you fail. So
exactly. Nobody's asking you for your notebooks. Nobody's keeping track of your progress. It's all on you. Um, your performance depends on uh, your efforts, and keeping
exactly,
up your own notes and doing your assignments on time. It's literally all on you. So college has been drastically different from school. And especially when we
definitely.
talk about us, the batch of 2020, I feel like we've had it different than our previous years because we had to experience going into university in a virtual way because
Oh yes, yes.
everything is online
Oh
now.
my god,
And
yes.
literally the first day of college was in my bedroom with my laptop. So
Yes,
it
and
was
that is not how
different.
one would imagine, their first day
Yeah,
at university
exactly.
to be like. So yeah, I mean, if you're in college or university right now, you will probably relate to what we are saying. But for those of you who are still in school, we're not trying to scare you off. College is amazing. It takes a while to settle in. After you've been spoon fed and been in like a very protective environment for 12
Yeah,
years of your life, and then suddenly you're just on your own. You're independent. So it's
exactly.
daunting, it's scary, but it's also exciting because it's all down to you, like we said. So yeah, that's how different the college school experience has been.
Yeah, absolutely.
um okay, so the next question is, what are your thoughts on the global pandemic? um
What can I say? The only thought I have is that when is it gonna end? That's it. That's the
Believe
only
me,
thing.
Fatima, we all share that same feeling, that same thought. um I think we have seen the best and the worst of humanity over this 1 year.
Oh,
um
absolutely. Moving on to the next question. If you could make one difference in the world, what would it be? Whoa, this is a big one.
I
Um,
can't really think of anything.
I strongly feel about this that I would really, really like to abolish world hunger because that is one thing that keeps
Yes.
me up
Oh
at
my god.
night. And it's just
Yes.
such a scary thought to imagine not having a plate of food on your table. And I feel like if world hunger is abolished, then every single human will be so capable. So I just feel so strongly about that. And that is one difference that I would love to make. And
Wow, that's a great point. I mean, after that, I don't know what to say. um, I think if there's one difference, I don't know if it counts as making a difference in the world, but if there's one thing I could change about the world, I think it would be making the world borderless.
that's
So
a
yeah.
really good one.
So moving on, believe it or not, people asked us for tips on a few things, and so let's just get to it. The first question that we got asked was, "How do I not fall asleep while studying?" I don't think we're the right people to answer this because honestly, we both fall asleep while studying.
I fall asleep on my books all the time. So,
Hmm.
but I would say, um, what I do personally to not fall asleep is
Mm-hmm.
have something to eat by my side. And by eat, I don't mean like gourmet meals. I just think having like a small bowl of dry fruits or, constantly sipping water is a good way
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
to
Yeah.
stay awake. And of course, we all know there's coffee to the rescue.
Oh,
So,
yes.
yeah.
I think if I was to give like a few tips to someone so that they don't fall asleep while studying, I think one would be don't study at night because it's you will feel sleepy. So maybe do it early in the morning, like I do, or also not after you've had a meal because again that
Oh,
makes you
yeah.
feel drowsy. So avoid, you know, sitting for studying after you've had a meal. I
Yeah.
think two things that you can do is take like a 2 to 5 minute break after 30 minutes or like 1 hour, or after you've done like one chapter or something, and just get up from your seat, take a round in your room, do a few stretching exercises, um, or like that kind of a thing. Or
Yeah.
you know so thanks to psychology classes, um, we came to realize that the benches or the seats in our classrooms, in the school classrooms, are actually designed in a way to make students not feel comfortable. I'm not saying to make students feel uncomfortable, but to not make them feel too comfortable. So you must have realized, how it's just uncomfortable.
Right.
Our
No wonder they
benches.
have those cold, hard wooden benches. I had no
Exactly.
clue about this.
Yeah, well, me neither, believe it or not. Just found out like a couple of months ago. So,
Now that I think of it, it actually does make sense. Like, if you're too comfortable, you're
right,
bound to fall asleep.
exactly. So I think that's something that we can use as a tip for,
Hmm.
while studying, that don't sit in a very comfortable position. Do not um
Fall
study
asleep.
while like you're
Yeah.
lying on the bed, or like, just lying on the couch, lounging or anything. Sit like on a chair that you're not very comfortable sitting on. And
Right.
if none of that works, okay guys, just get someone to spray water on your face. Works for me every single time. Just the sleep just disappears right away. That's how I have been studying right now. Yeah.
I'm actually gonna try that. That sounds like a good tip because I really need that. Another question that we got was since boards are coming up for 10th and 12th graders in the Indian education system, um, we should give out tips on stress management.
Okay,
Right.
I'm going to say to all of you right now, don't worry about it so much. I know, easier said than done. And if someone would have told me when I was in 10th or 12th, just someone would have told me, okay, you know what, Sakina, don't worry about it, I would have been like, wow, that is so helpful. Thank you very much. But no,
I
honestly, what I
feel the
mean,
sarcasm.
no, but what I mean about don't worry is that don't worry about your marks. Don't worry about, I'm not saying don't worry about passing. Of course, you have to pass, but don't let that interfere with your health, in the sense that, there's just so much mental pressure. And I know that when you're giving your boards, there's pressure from all sides, from schools and teachers and parents, and, even your own personal internal pressure to perform well.
Definitely.
um, Marks do not matter. I'm not saying that that means you shouldn't study, but I'm just saying that it's not the end of the world. If you, of course, you need to get good grades to get into your desired stream or your desired college. But in case you don't, it's okay. I mean, and I say this from personal experience. it's not the end of the world if you don't get into the university that you wanted to. It's all right. Your mental well-being is the most important, and that
Exactly.
is what
And
you should focus on.
yeah, as long as you have performed your best and you're happy with your performance, nothing else should matter. And
Exactly.
I feel like stressing over something just means that you're stressing over it twice. Like, there's no point in beating yourself up if an exam is like 5 days later. Just plan
Exactly.
out your schedule, plan out your studies. Most importantly, have attainable goals. If you know you're going to do 2 chapters in a day, then just stick to two chapters per day and plan it beforehand.
I
Everything should
cannot
not
support
collapse.
this enough. Yeah, exactly. I mean, make a plan, make a proper schedule. It's still December. Your exams are probably 3 or 4 months away. It's still not too late. You can make a proper study timetable. And like Fatima
Exactly.
rightly said, don't overexert yourself. Small, small things like, okay, 2 chapters for a day, but do it. Don't procrastinate because this happens a lot. Don't be like, oh, you know what, it's fine, just one day. I'll do my 2 chapters tomorrow along with the other 2 chapters, because when that keeps building on, that's when
Exactly.
you start feeling stressed because there is less time and there's a lot to
Yeah,
do.
been
So
there, done that. Please don't try it. It's too stressful. And personally,
yes,
being through 10th and 12th, I was so stressed for 10th. And then in the end, what had to happen happened. And so by the time
yeah,
I reached 12th, I realized I should put up with what I can do and what I'm capable to do, and not pressurize myself to such a point where I'm just so tired and so stressed out. So believe in yourself and
it's very important to not get mentally exhausted
exactly.
uh, before an exam. You need to have like a clear head. There is always going to be one subject, one area where you're not doing as well as other subjects. One is that don't let that bring you down. Don't let that affect, you know, your
Right.
whole motivation to study, because it's happened to both of us. Fatima and I have talked about it. We've discussed our own personal issues regarding this whole thing. And it happens to everyone, it's very natural. But try to not let that, stop you from studying other subjects as well. If it is a subject that you like and a subject that you're good at, make sure that you're putting in enough time into that as well, and not being like, oh, I know this, I can do this last minute. um,
Exactly.
because sometimes that can, get you into trouble. You might not know that subject as well as you thought you did, and then, if you're not doing well in a subject that you like, that's again going to affect you emotionally and mentally. So make sure that does
Yeah.
not happen.
Regardless of that,
Oh, and
the subjects that you're really good at, those can really shine on your report card. And the subjects that you're not doing well in, if you put in efforts for that subject, you will definitely come out on the brighter side. So focus on the subject that you really, really like.
your 10th and 12th boards are not, they're not the deciding moments of your life, they're just examinations. But that being said, you still need to work hard. Okay, that's nothing's going to change that. If
Yeah,
you put in efforts, you're going to see the results. It's just that to be able to not feel stressed out last minute is to not leave things till the last minute. As long as you're planning out and you're sure of yourself, and I think that's just it. Also, both of us have experienced some sort of anxiety before, during, and after an examination. So I do have
yeah,
a few tips to share on that. It has worked for me, and I do hope that if you're listening and if you do practice them, I hope they work for you as well. They're very simple grounding exercises.
okay.
So they're related to like your five senses. So, when you're in an examination hall, this used to happen to me a lot. My hands would start shaking and my vision would get all blurry, and it was just difficult to concentrate on
Same,
what I was
same.
reading in the question paper. So,
Like towards
what
the
I,
end of the exam, when I know that there are 10 minutes left or 5 minutes left,
oh God,
my hands would just start, you know, shaking and
shivering
my
literally.
handwriting
I
would get
couldn't write.
terrible.
Exactly, exactly. So, here's a very simple exercise that you can do. This grounding exercise is related to like your five senses. Make sure that when you're feeling really overwhelmed and stressed and anxious, just stop, focus on your breathing, And then first is look at something apart from like your question paper, your answer sheet, and your wristwatch, and other people, writing their papers. Maybe look at if there's like a invigilator in classroom or just anything else to take your mind off it for like 1 second. Then focus on some sort of sound. It can be like the sound of the clock ticking or anything. Have one sip of water, put a little bit of extra perfume and smell that. And touch is, it can be anything. It can be your pen or your pouch or your clipboard or anything. Just these 5 senses, right? Become aware of them while focusing on your breathing, and that just really helps you calm down. It slows your thoughts, and that is super super helpful. So this
Wow,
is
okay. These are some amazing tips. Like, I wish I knew them because, the
yeah,
shivering
I
and the
mean,
nervousness got the better of me every time. So I wish I knew these tips before, but I'm definitely gonna use them for university exam because
yeah,
they
I mean,
sound
I wish I knew these back when I was doing my 10th board examinations, because
right.
I was even more freaked out at that time, because oh, first boards,
Yeah,
etc. But if you guys need, like, it's a very simple exercise to do. So I hope that it helps you all.
definitely. I feel like it would help all of us, and I'm definitely gonna use it as well.
That's great. That's great. Okay, moving on. Fatma, would you ever consider reviewing a Netflix show on the podcast? That sounds like
Oh,
a fun idea.
yeah, actually, that actually does sound like a pretty good thing that we can actually, well, not reviewing entirely. We could perhaps recommend some fun Netflix shows for you all. But
Definitely. I mean, we've binged watched a lot
oh yeah,
during the lockdown. So we do have like a good list, but maybe not review the show like Fatima said in a podcast. But maybe if you guys want to, we can do it on our Instagram stories, maybe.
yeah, like we could put up short stories about what we think about the show, or do we like it, or would we recommend it? But like maybe a full-fledged review if you all want.
Yeah, maybe.
Right. Next question. Why don't you guys include activities like acting and impersonating in the podcast?
If you want the honest answer from my side, it's because I'm very bad at both. So I don't think you'll ever see me doing impressions or like that kind of thing.
You know what? Maybe I could give it a try. Like I can try
Oh,
impersonating. Mm,
okay, that's
okay, I'll
cool. That's
consider
an
it.
idea. Maybe not from my side, but maybe you'll have some from Fatima's side. So whatever suggestions you'll want, whatever impressions you'll want her to do, maybe we'll put up like a story and you can
Yeah,
drop in your
you all can
suggestions
let
for
us know.
Fatima. Okay, moving on. What's your best memory as a kid? I can't really pick out a single memory, which is like the best memory for me at least. What about you?
Yeah, I can think of one. So, I don't think it's the best memory, but it's definitely up there.
Okay.
On my 10th birthday, my parents had this surprise party planned for me, and that was the first time
Oh.
I was, acquainted with the whole idea of, surprising other people and
Mhm.
all of those things. So, my birthday was on a Friday, and I still remember this clearly. Um, Nobody wished me, nobody gifted me
Oh.
anything, and I was pretty bummed the whole day. But and then obviously I started crying towards the end, and then my mom had to reveal it to me, like, we have something for you tomorrow on a Saturday.
Oh.
Obviously, my spirits were high, my hopes were um, much better, and so on Saturday, I was told that I was just going to a garden, and I was pretty happy with that. But when we reached the garden, I saw that all my family and friends were on a little boat, and everybody screamed
Oh,
surprise,
oh, oh my
and
God.
they
That's
had the whole
amazing.
we had a whole boat to us, and we cut my cake, and yeah, that was a pretty fun day. So
Yeah.
I would love to relive that. So yeah, that's actually my best memory as a kid.
Wow, that's a pretty amazing memory.
Moving on, one thing you're like about each other.
Oh, I like this question. Okay. Um, I think okay, so one thing I like about Fatima is that she is a very positive, optimistic person. I mean, as compared to me, um, among the two of us, she's always the one who's thinking about like the positive side of things. She's like, oh, we can get this done. Let's do this. And I'm always like, no, no, it won't happen. We won't be able to do it. And she's always like, oh no, you know what? Let's try it out. Let's do it. And I think that's great because a lot of amazing ideas, new things that we have tried in a podcast were her suggestions, which I was, denying. Like, no, you know what? It's too risky. Let's not do it. It's gonna be a flop. But Fatima was like, but no, you know what? Let's just try it out. So yeah, I think her optimism is something.
Oh,
It's the one thing that I really, really like about her.
you're gonna make me cry. Um, one thing I really like about you, amongst so many other things, is the fact that you're just so dedicated. I mean, any task, any goal that you have, you will complete it, and you're just so determined, you have it together. And I just really admire the way you manage your time and the way you prioritize things. Like, that is something I would love to learn from you as well, because you're just so good at, having a clear head and just sorting out things. You're really like a problem solver. So
Okay, I wouldn't go so far, but
no, I actually really admire that about you. So
okay,
yeah.
stop. No, honestly, thank you. It's just I like being organized, so yeah, that does help.
So you all know who the messy one is, and who the organized one is. And honestly, the organized person is the backbone of our podcast. So yeah,
Organized
that's
one
where I'm
and the
gonna put it.
optimistic one. We work as a team, guys. We work as a team.
Exactly, we're a
He's the
team.
optimistic one. Okay, moving on. What would be the theme song of your life?
Oh, I like this
Oh,
question.
mm-hmm.
That's something to think about. Off the top of my head, I think um, the theme song of my life is going to be Fickle Game by Amber Run. I mean, the lyrics just resonate with me so much, and
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that would be a good song to sort of represent what I generally think about my life.
Okay,
And
that's
what
good.
about you,
I
Sakina?
think there's a song called "Keep On" by Sasha Sloan that, like you said, it kind of resonates a lot with me. I think that would be a fitting song. But I don't think a lot of people would have heard these two songs. So maybe we
Yeah,
can like put it up on our story for them to listen to.
yeah, definitely. We're gonna put up some excerpts of these songs on our story, so definitely check out our Instagram.
Okay, so I think that was the last of the question that we received from you all.
Yeah,
But we also have a question for each other that we haven't revealed to each other until now.
yeah.
So,
So I have no
Fatima, are you
clue.
ready?
I have no clue what Sakina's question is gonna be, and she
It,
doesn't know mine. So
it's don't worry. It's a very easy question. I feel like you're gonna like it. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Bring it on.
Okay. So, Fatima, my question to you is: if there is one thing you could say to your younger school-going self, what would it be? One tip that you could
Oh,
give to yourself when you were in school.
oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, you like
Um,
it?
I'll have to think about it. But the question that I have for you is that it's a very simple one, and I really want to know this. But
Okay.
what's one useless talent that you have?
What? Oh my God. Okay,
Something
yeah, I
super
have to think.
random, super useless. Just tell me about it.
Okay, wow. I really have to think.
Okay. Coming to my question,
Mhm.
um, I would like to tell baby Fatima that please stop believing in everything that people say and do your own research or like find out things from verified sources. And
That's actually a great tip.
one thing that I would advise myself, if I could, when I was younger, is that please get into sports. Like do something. Uh,
Oh,
just train yourself for maybe badminton or football or anything, and
mhm.
just stick to that sport. And yeah, I think that would be
Those
it.
are both, I think, yeah, those are both incredible things. I really liked your first tip though, about, verifying everything and not believing everything. I think
Yeah,
that holds true for no matter how old you are. So thanks for that great tip.
yeah.
Coming to my
You're welcome.
question, uh, I think a useless talent that I have is that, okay, I'm not sure it qualifies as a talent, but I
Right.
really organize everything in front of me, and it's super unnecessary.
I
Does make
mean,
sense?
I could see that being super annoying, and that's why it would be useless. But
Yeah,
that's actually pretty helpful. Like,
it's a talent, but most of the time it's pretty useless because not everything needs arranging. So yeah.
right. Well, we've come to the
Wow.
end of
Yeah,
this very candid session, I would say. It was very heart to heart, and I definitely
I
had such
loved
a
it.
great time.
I enjoyed it. Same,
Same,
same.
same. And thank you so much, everyone, for sending in such great questions. Some of them were really
Yes.
fun.
Some very thought-provoking questions as well.
Yeah,
So thank you so much, I mean, for, engaging with us. And we loved answering your questions.
and as the year is coming to an end, we've learned so much um, in doing this podcast, and we
Yeah,
hope to do more and more. And we really appreciate all the support that we get from you all. Um,
it's honestly the thing that keeps us going when we are super tired
six
after a long
months.
day of online
Wow,
classes. So, all of the reviews and the feedbacks that you guys give us after each episode, they're very meaningful. Um, so,
definitely.
thank you. Thank you very much for your support and keep supporting us in the future. We have some really amazing, exciting new topics and new ideas planned for you all that we can't wait to share with you.
Definitely. Um, until then, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New
Yes.
Year.
Yes, happy holidays to you all. Happy Christmas. Have a great new year. Let's hope 2021 is kinder to all of us and
Definitely.
just
That is one thing I would pray
oh,
for too.
world.
Um,
Same. And I hope whatever challenges do come in 2021, we all have the strength to get through it like we did in 2020.
definitely.
So,
Keep
sending,
supporting us. Keep engaging with us. We are on Instagram, YouTube. Our email is also available. Everything is at the rate two pupils in a pod.
and signing off until next year, we are your hosts, Sakina and Fatima.